Hello everyone, my name is Riley and this is the RDW Glass YouTube channel. Please be sure to tune in every single Tuesday for new content. I am a glass artist and I try to create glass content in any way I can, and about just a little over a year ago I started to make YouTube videos as a way to produce more content that involved me glass blowing. If you go to Instagram, my Instagram, which is RDW_glass, you'll see that I've had my account there for over 4 years, and I've been blowing glass for just a little over 4 years, which is pretty awesome. I started at Zen Glass Studio, so if you're in Florida, please be sure to check out Zen Glass Studio. If you're anywhere in Florida, it's worth making the drive to go make some pendants or go make some wine glasses. They have a few different types of classes that you can take, which is awesome, and they also have like group prices, so definitely check that out. My Instagram is right there, RDW_glass. My website is right here. It's RDW-glass. See, the dash, not an underscore, but RDW glass Instagram _ RDW-glass website. Don't do RDWglass.com. If you just go to RDWglass.com, it's people selling glass planes, like, not planes, glass panes, like glass windows and stuff. Can't believe they took that RDW glass, that's why I had to put the dash in there. Alright, today, in this video, we're going to be making a pinch slide. So I noticed that on the channel, I've made multiple, like hole sliders, like 1-hole, 2-hole slides, 3-hole slides. Well, I haven't made a 2-hole slide or a 4-hole slide on video yet, so those are also coming, but I figured that we'd throw a pinch slide in there because it's a little different and you can kind of understand what a pinch hole is. So instead of creating holes with either, with a 1-hole you just condense the glass, because when you heat tubing, the glass will condense on itself. So that's one way to make a single hole, and then a way to make like a 2-hole would be to draw a line, and then a way to make a 3-hole would be to draw 3 lines. 4-hole you make a cross in the tubing. So with a pinch slide, instead of drawing with any extra glass, you're just going to take the hole and pinch on one side and pinch on the other side, and it brings you to have like a functionality within this. Like, I wish I could put my hand. It kind of is going to look like that on the inside, almost like an infinity sign. And that way, what's going to be your function is when somebody hits the bowl, you see this and this as the biggest airflows, and their piece we'll angle it like this. That way, everything will just flow perfectly through what the hole will look like this. So. Alright, let's flip the camera and we're going to get into the glass blowing. Griffin Glass Tools makes an Elmarver for the for most tools, for most torches. They make this beautiful Elmarver, Griffin Glass Tools. And this paddle is by Griffin Glass Tools, and this is by Griffin Glass, and this is by Griffin Glass, and this is by Griffin Glass. We can see that somebody thought very smartly as a business plan and said, okay, glass blowing is getting big, let me be the person that makes money off of the glass blowers by what? Creating tools that they'll need. Griffin Glass literally has every single tool that glass blowers need now. And they work with glass artists, and they come out with new tools because glass artists will say, oh, I need this that does this, and they'll make it for them. So, good job, Griffin Glass. Good on you. I'm all about figuring out a way to have a good business plan. You have people like Molten Aura and, these companies that make all these different glass colors, because they figured out that, hey, people are getting really into artsy glass, let's start producing colors for them. That's why we're able to have a whole lineup of all different pretty much you can do the rainbow of colors. Striking colors are amazing. I don't know who figured out that if you put gold and silver, like if you put gold and silver inside of, or just let it fume on glass, that it'll make the glass colorful. I don't know who figured that out, but also good on them, man, because they changed the game. Everybody, please stay hydrated. Make sure that if you're new to glass blowing, that you have proper ventilation. Okay, proper ventilation is very important. I say that in a lot of my videos because I never know when somebody's first time watching one of my videos is this time. Like this could be the first video you guys are watching. I do a lot less talking in my videos than I'm doing this morning. Just feel a little talkative. Alright, so we have our 14mm joint right here. What that is soot. That black stuff is when you hold your piece back in a flame that has more propane than oxygen, but it has oxygen running through it, and it creates a dusty soot. That's what I got on my finger. Will I be able to wipe it off? So we have a 14mm joint and a 14mm joint holder. I put Gorilla Tape all over mine because I wanted to. I figured that I held it for so long that the handle started to get hot, so I got this cool thing. And the other reason is so my mouthpiece fitting for my blow tube can fit around this. So we got our blow tube here. So when you get a blow tube, they come with mouthpieces. Comes with mouthpieces like this. So, and they slip right into the tubing. But we are artists if you're glass blowing, so I made my own tip out of some of the end of some reticello that I had, like at the end of it, so it's really not even readied, but reticelloed. But yeah, it goes in there, and I gave it a little, you know, lip, so my lips go right in there. It's perfect. Alright. And this is what I was talking about for the tape area. This just fits right on there. Alright. Cool. Proper ventilation. Proper eye protection. Glasses are a little dirty. Alright, pinch slide. Take this little piece off, and you've seen in our how to make a one-hitter piece, or how to make a one-hitter video, that when we take these pieces off, we take them off at a certain length. That way we can create a one-hitter out of this piece. We make a slide, sell it, now we have a one-hitter. We could sell it, or we can give it away, you know, do a giveaway, or even as a thank you for somebody buying the slide. Thank you for somebody buying this slide. You give them a one-hitter that you made out of the same exact material that the slide was made from. I have a punty here. A punty is just a clear, or I guess it could be a colored piece of glass, that you use as a handle, or you use it to take old glass off. You see we got some of that old, I guess not old, some of the glass, that excess glass, that's what it is. Some of the glass we just don't need there. Alright, so now we'll dunk this in water, because when you take hot glass and you put it into something cold, it cracks. And then we can take it right off there. Now we got a clean, clear punty. Alright. What's the point of the blow tube? Well, you just saw that pop open, and I didn't have to put my mouth on this. Now, to make your pinch, you can use anything. Some people use tweezers. Some people will use, like, you know, their tungsten pick. Anything, really. I like using these because they got a nice point on them. I don't know. But whatever makes you feel comfortable. You will use different things and you'll figure out, okay, this is the thing that I like using the most. I've seen people started to comment, like, oh, I prefer the graphite pad. I'm like, oh yeah. I prefer the graphite reamer over the brass one. I'm like, yeah, me too. It's cool to be able to connect with you guys. So definitely comment some of your favorite tools or your most necessary tools. I'm gonna do a video of that on the future. In the future. I was talking to my friend KJ about that, and I was like, what would be the top 5 tools? And shortly after beginning to list the top 5 tools, both of us noticed pretty quickly that 5 tools is just not enough. So I think the video I'll do is going to be a top 10 tools, because I can, at 5 tools, there's just tools that you're like, oh, I still need that. And you could definitely make a lot with just 5 tools. It's just, like, especially if you're counting the torch and the kiln, so that's almost things you need for glass rather than tools. I'll do a video about stuff I need for glass, or stuff you need for glass. That way you can involve the oxygen, the propane, torch, but another video about tools. Like, you need, you know, you need a reamer, that way you can open glass up. You need a graphite pad so you can press glass down. See, like, you don't need an Elmarver, but I mean, once you're getting into glass and you've been doing it for a while, there's definitely things you need to get, that way you can upgrade your glass. See, these little things, these bench, they're not needed, but if you have glass sitting like this and you go to grab it and your fingers touch some of the sharp pieces of glass and it gets stuck in there, I'd say that purchasing this thing for $5 is worth being able to not have to slide your fingers on your table that has glass all over it. So stuff like that. Definitely important tools. Important things for glass blowing. There are some dangers to this, you know. Things are definitely super hot. One thing they always taught you at Zen is that hot ends always go away from yourself. And you'd think that that is common sense, but so many people, they heat something up and then they put it down sideways. And then when you put it sideways and you just go to grab it, it's just best to always put hot ends away from yourself. I burnt myself many times just because of putting the rod down sideways and it rolling. And then me thinking it, yeah. Those things are awesome because they have little rivets. And they're made, basically there's, if you buy a kiln and you have a kiln, you know that those rivet things are the same exact size as the ones on our kiln, which just hold glass right in place. You know why they're the same size? Because they're made by the same people mostly. And 12mm rods are the most common rods. 12mm rods are the most common rods. And they just fit right perfectly in there. So that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense why that's the standard size. It's really quick. That's some Zombieland on in the background. I don't know if you guys saw my last video, but I think it was the last video, the chickens, I was trying to start the video and the chickens just came in the studio going crazy. Sometimes they just come out of nowhere and start squawking like crazy. Right now I'm blowing air into the coil pot that I just created. And if you've seen our video or some of the videos in the past, you know we talk about coil potting as one of the easiest ways to situate your glass where it needs to be. Coil potting is one of the easiest ways to get a solid rod and turn it into a bubble. We need more material on this, don't we? Get a little more material on here. I may fast forward through this. I can't remember what the name of this color is. It's like a purpley color. And you see by blowing air into that coil pot, we now have a bubble and a nice amount of material on there to work with. You can see how much we use this Elmarver. Alright, we're gonna pop a hole. Pop a hole. Now you see we have this color section. Nice, and we got the color section opened. Now we're gonna get it opened a lot wider using our Freeman. See, we want a nice cone bowl shape like we spoke about in the beginning of this video. I'm liking that. There's a nice clean shape. Alright. Oh, that was perfect. Alright. Something I'm gonna do is We have some stuff over here, random stuff to the side. We'll use one of these things as the handle. Yep, a bunch of random stuff. Alright. Let's get nice and close up onto what we're gonna do here. Oh yeah. Bam. We see here, we got this nice open hole. And then directly opposite from that, and try to push in just about the same amount in the same place. Oh snap, we got our infinity sign we spoke on. See, though we have two main slots, this is not a two-hole slide. This is our first look at a pinch slide. Alright. Have a little bit of this random color right here. And what we do to a nice slide, make it even cooler, is you put a little handle on it. That way people have something to pull up on. And we'll just give it a twist. And put that to the side. Something I enjoy doing just as a quick handle is like an orb. And you do that by adding some color really quick and then kind of melting it down into a ball shape. And it looks like an orb. You just gotta be careful when you're heating it. Make sure it doesn't, you wanna make sure we have a good seal. That way, if somebody drops this piece, the orb doesn't just fall right off. But when we're heating this, we need to be careful because we don't want to manipulate any of the shaping on the inside of the bowl. Because if we heat this too much and the gravity starts to allow this baby to push in on the bowl itself, what's going to happen? You're going to have a part that's, you know, mushed in on the bowl, and you don't want your customers looking at anything like that. And let's just say that this ball did go down there. What would you do? You'd simply grab your bowl push and make sure that everything's even in there. Wow, I like that slide. Came up with a clean slide right there. Oh wow, look at the orb. Because we twisted, it got this cool twist effect. And it's not too big, not too small. It's just a nice way for you to grab it and pull it up. And here is the main part of this video right here. We got this beautiful pinch slide. We created the infinity shape we spoke on, and now we have a beautiful functioning slide that will be up for sale on our Instagram by the end of this week. I always take my heat pad, get the slide loose, hopefully it doesn't fall out. And I take my big tweezers, I take the piece, and I put it all the way to the back of the kiln. Right. We put our pull down hot end away. Alright, that was awesome. I don't make pinch slides very often because, you know, most customers just prefer the simple 1-hole or 4-hole. Sit down, Jerry. Alright, yeah, so most customers just prefer the 1-hole or the 1-hole or the 4-hole slides. So that is what I mostly make. But the pinch slides are really awesome, and if you look at some slides in smoke shops and stuff, you'll see pinch slides pretty often, because as you just seen, you didn't have to draw a line or take the time doing that, you just had to poke. And that's a lot more simple than, you know, drawing the lines and making these things, and also it's more time efficient than taking the time to melt a single hole into place. So those are two things to think about, especially if you're starting off selling glass. You can just quick. It doesn't take very much time to make a quick shape and poke in, and just keep it on to the next one. Heck yeah. Selling glass is one of the most important parts of creating glass if you want to earn money off of it. Obviously, you're going to have to sell it. And thankfully I found Instagram and Etsy and stuff early on, but I did used to go to little like local fairs and stuff. I would get in contact with the people running it, and I would, you know, set up my booth, and I disliked that greatly because I'm okay with talking to people. I have good social skills and whatnot, but I'm not okay with like people coming up and like grabbing the glass, and people would look at, and when you had multiple people at the table, it was hard to, you know, focus on each person, and people were picking stuff up, and it was uncomfortable. So I definitely found my good selling point with Instagram, because I'm able to talk to people and I'm able to sell my glass. And people aren't like, you know, grabbing all the glass. I just don't like that festival vibe, or it's just, and I was selling, you know, my glass, and there's like hand pipes and stuff there, and you have little kids walk by because they're interested in the pendants and stuff, and then you have like, you know, they get pulled away because there's, you know, like hand pipes and smoking stuff on the table too. So it's like you also have to have almost like a little separate table to the side of certain stuff. I don't know. That's something that those little local fairs is like best for, though, is like selling like pendants and stuff. Oh my goodness, we had strawberry shortcake walk in. Strawberry! Isn't this the most beautiful cat you've ever seen? How fluffy. Oh! Strawberry. Oh, so sweet. Yeah, that's strawberry shortcake. She's the sweetest cat ever. That's my little baby cat. You guys have seen Buddy before. Buddy, he is my grandparents' cat, and he definitely he runs around the backyard all the time. He's really awesome, and he watches over the chickens. And Strawberry, most of the day, she just does her own thing. She goes off. I have a little blurry part of my eye. Oof. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I hope you were able to learn something from the content. I appreciate you listening to me ramble for certain parts of the video. I do kind of, you know, take this as an opportunity to be able to explain stuff that I know about glass, obviously, because that's what this channel is about. So my rambles involve, you know, glass knowledge and stuff that I'm trying to pass on to any new glass blowers, or any, you know, glass blowers have been doing it for a while, and just, you know, some people never spent their time in a studio, and that's most of the time who I get messages from on Instagram about people asking me how to do certain stuff. And, you know, being in a studio environment at like Zen Glass Studio was huge, because I was able to learn a lot of stuff from the OGs, and I was also able to be in contact with them, which was very important. And the other thing, and the best way to learn, is just observing all of the other artists. And a great way to do that is by going on Instagram and finding these different artists' art pages. And, you know, I've shown people how to do certain things, and then they come back and show me how to do something. And it just continues to go, and that's how you grow as artists, because they learn something from another artist, and then I learned something from another artist. And now we're all coming together and creating these amazing pieces. I was thinking about this morning. Something that I really liked when it hit was recycling pieces. Like, whenever recyclers came out, Like some person came out with that, and then everybody started coming out with that. And then the RBRs were so cool because they had like the recycle, but they also had spinning, like where it looked like a freaking tornado going on inside of your piece, which is awesome. So, and then somebody used that design in a full-size piece instead of just a rig, and then you have that. Somebody you should check out too is like Apex Glass. I don't know if he's still making too many things, but that person for a period of time, his tubes were just amazing. Like you've never seen straight tubes like that ever. So yeah, Apex Glass was on the next level. And oh my god, the other person I'm thinking about actually is you have Symbiotic Glass too, or Symbiotic Glass. It's Symbiotic or Symbiotic Glass. I'm not sure which one, but that dude is, oh man, those pieces that they come up with are so amazing and inspiring too. And I like looking at some of these people that have been coming out, and they create miniatures and stuff. It's like Demone or Demon something. Dang, I wish I could remember her name, but it's like Demon Glass. It's not Demon Glass. I don't know. This girl, she makes these amazing miniatures of like every type of thing out there you can imagine. Like, and she does. She'll do specific shows and stuff, which is awesome. She does characters. Stuff she creates is pretty amazing. And then there's another person, Sarah Mac Art, and she creates like fairy stuff. Like her like wood designs are so realistic. Oh man, there's another great artist. Speaking of wood designs, and his name is Witch Doctor, and man, that dude also makes some crazy stuff. If you want to get inspired, look these people up. Like Banjo Glass, this dude's been doing his glass blowing for so long, and he's amazing. And another person to learn like a bunch of cool, awesome tips from, especially if you're not on Instagram and you're just watching things on YouTube. Go to Revere Glass, because I learned a lot of stuff from him. And then also go to Purr Glass, P-U-R-R. The people who, they have a big company now, and they sell like all types of glass. Purr Glass is the owner of that. He came up with the sidecar, which is like the piece like this, and then you have the, like, just imagine like that. And you put your slide here. Instead of like something being over here, you just put your slide here, and you just whoop. So the guy who came up with those, he has a YouTube channel for Purr Glass, and they show like how to make a bunch of cool stuff, which is also very inspiring. Those are definitely people I learned a lot from, and heck yeah, definitely each of those people. They didn't personally tell me anything. I just observed the art that they created over the years, and then was just like consistently inspired by the stuff these people make. Heck yeah. Alright everyone. Stay safe. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you here next Tuesday, because I post videos every single Tuesday. Please be sure to check out my Instagram for daily content. And stay hydrated if you're glass blowing. Cheers everyone, happy melting, peace.